Hey, Aljo, you always shave that little part right there? Do you always shave that?
Uh, only when I need to get ready to go full on wrestler mode, you know?
Oh, you look like a Dagestani right there. Let me see, turn to the side. There it is. Got that Dagestani beard, got the nice braids.
Gotta get the people to see this up close and personal, you know?
So what happened? What happened? Did you mess up with the clippers?
No. I just did it again. My
Oh,
mustache actually grows really fast. Instead of just letting it, trimming it up, I just shaved the whole thing. I was like, let's just do it again, see what people say.
you know, first, before we go, actually, I'm here with Aljamain Sterling, bantamweight champion of the world. Bantamweight champion of the world. Get it right. Now, I'm a guy that initially, when Aljo won the belt, I had a lot of things to say, but after listening to your reasoning, I'm more in tune with what you were saying because you did nothing wrong in the fight. You won the fight, and now you're the bantamweight champion of the world. Show my man some respect. So, Aljo, first fight week as the champion, first training camp as the champion. Was anything different in the preparation?
In terms of the preparation, I mean, the only thing I would say that was different was being able to go the entire training camp without having to take days off because of my neck. Other than that, I mean, more or less doing the same exact thing. I mean, my game plan is never going to change for anybody. I'm looking to take you down, drag you into deep waters, and submit you. So that's the game plan coming into this one, and hopefully I can get a TKO. If I get him in a position where I could beat the shit out of him, that's what I'm gonna do instead. You know, a submission would be cool. I guess it would be kind of gratifying to strangle his ass too, but I think uh, I think pounding him out would be great too. Pause.
Dog, I was about to say, please, like, please. I'm glad you caught it. Not an out the correct. Listen, beat the shit out of him. Beat the shit out of him. Strangle him. It sounds like you're mad. Like you're like, you know what? Not mad to go and mess with the way you fight, but a bit annoyed in your interactions with Piotr now. I get the jokes, the rule book, the fun, because that's who you are. But under it, to me, I'm like, yo, this dude's mad. Aljo seems a little bit peeved with Piotr Jan.
Yes and no. I'm just kind of over this chapter in my life. You know what I mean? I mean, it's been a long 13 months. A long 13 months having to hear his fans talking shit, and even some Americans that are talking shit too, which was really weird to be backing him, especially in this type of climate that we're in. But that's a whole nother debate and discussion. But I just really want to shut his mouth and just stick it to him. Pause. Yo, hey, yo.
Dog,
I just really want to make a statement that I am the best guy. He's great, but I am the best. And that's what I want to go out there and prove on Saturday night.
You know, when you say he's great, there's things about Piotr Jan that I feel, as a guy that competed at the highest level, that in a rematch, the second time, you have a better idea of how to approach him. Do you feel like you could find more success with the things that you wanted to do in fight one, in fight two? Because we know that Piotr Jan's a bit of a slow starter, but he's almost like a computer, right? He computes everything before he starts to act and try to implement it. Do you believe that the interactions from fight one will help you in this one?
A little bit. I mean, it's not going to change the way I approach the fight. I'm going to go out there and do the same exact thing. People are just going to be able to see that I wasn't talking shit. I wasn't blowing smoke. I can do that for 5 rounds. I've done it in the room. I've done it with 3 different training partners in a sparring session, 3 different fights.
So Aljo, what happened in the last fight though? Because it seemed like guys kind of start fast with him, and then when they're starting to come down a little bit, he's continuing to ascend, right? It happened with Corey Sandhagen. You actually, dude, you won round 1, and then round 2 was very competitive rounds. But as the fight went longer, it seemed like you were kind of going down, and he was still ascending up the mountain. So how do you plan to implement that same game plan, knowing that in the last fight, it didn't really benefit you as the fight went long?
Well, as I've been saying, as a broken record for the past year, 13 months at this point, is I felt like I was still cutting weight because
Yes.
I didn't properly eat.
And you and
And
I
for
spoke
any,
about this personally, right? You and I talked about this personally. So it's good to
yeah.
hear you see it, you know.
So for anyone that's actually wrestled and then tried to compete like that and not put the fuel back in their body or even fight, if you ever, I don't know if you've ever done a fasted sparring session. I've done that. And it was the same exact feeling that I had. And you just feel like you have an adrenaline. Not, I don't want to call it adrenaline dump because it's not an adrenaline dump. You can go, you're excited for the moment, but you can't really get your body to cooperate and do what you want it to do. So people can call that an excuse. It's a legitimate reason,
It's real.
but it is at the end of the day, it's still an excuse. And Petr Yan was better equipped that day, but he blew it. He had the whole bag and he fumbled and tumbled it, you know? So he gave me another opportunity to do it the right way. And I think he's going to be very, very shocked. And I hope he is sleeping on me thinking that anyone could just kick my ankles and I just fall over like that. The guy was throwing me around and it would just look like he was just grabbing a heavy bag and just throwing it all over the place.
It was that little back trip that he was doing. He was doing that little back trip where he stepped through. Weird take.
I got Marab. He's a judo sambo guy himself, and he's tried that to me multiple times. And people are gonna say, "Oh, well, he's not Marab. He's better." It's like, bro, technique is technique. If you're good, you're freaking good.
Yep.
And I know what I'm talking about. I just can't wait to just prove it. That's it. That's all that matters. I want to go out there and prove it. And I think I'm gonna have a great opportunity and a great chance to really show who I am.
For the people that are watching, it's real. I'm telling you, Aljo's not making an excuse. It happened to me in the Rumble fight in Buffalo, bro. At the end of the first round, he threw me down, and I got up, and I was like, oh, my God, my legs don't work. It just feels like they don't work whenever you don't recover from the weight cut. Obviously, you remember how I made the weight in the Rumble fight. You know what I'm saying? You remember how I got it done over there, you know? So
I might have to throw back Thursday that. I might have to throw back Thursday.
Hey, you remember I'm up there like making sure I don't put too much pressure down on it so I don't go down too low. But it's real when you have the bad weight cut and it don't come back. But as you said, Aljo, you said it may seem like it would be a massive mistake to overlook you. But watching him, he said to overlook Aljamain Sterling would be a massive mistake. So he's very aware. So something in the fight put him on notice, even though you don't feel like you fought your best fight.
I agree. And I think he's a smart enough guy to understand that. And that's why I'm not coming in thinking that he's underestimating me. I did a lot of work, man. We did a lot of freaking training for this. And again, for me to have my neck fixed and to be able to not take days off because I have to let the inflammation settle down 1 to 7 days, that's a game changer. I feel like this is the best shape I've ever been in a very, very long time, you know? So I'm excited about the opportunity. I think he's, like I said, he's a great competitor. I take nothing away from him. I just think I'm better. And I think when you have two guys that truly believe in themselves that much, it's only a recipe for a great fight. And I do think I get him down one time the way I did in that first round that easily. Boy, good night. Yeah. Good night.
You look in phenomenal shape. I don't think you've ever been. I mean, you look fit. Pause. You look great. You look phenomenal in terms of your body. Like your body looks great. Pause. The way that you were taking these pictures after training and I'm watching. I'm like, this dude looks ready to go. But you took the fight knowing that you were still injured the rematch. Ultimately, you couldn't do it. What do you think that did for you to start the preparation again, stop it, go get your neck fixed, and then restart feeling good as you head into this third time you guys have been scheduled? Because you were going to fight him injured. You wanted him that bad. You wanted him so bad that you were going to fight him injured.
Well, I felt like I didn't have a choice. I mean, maybe I could have said something and the UFC would have been like, okay, let's check with the doctors. Mm-hmm. But I felt like I was, I don't want to say pressure, but I felt like I was kind of thrown into that.
Okay.
Me knowing I wasn't ready because I was doing the sparring with Marab for the Marlon Moraes fight, and I was not having success the way I'm having success right now, you know? And it was just one of those things. I even told my housemates, I still live with roommates and stuff because Long Island's expensive as shit. But I told him, I was like, dude, I think I'm gonna have to go out there and just wing it. And honestly, just do what I got to do and just take it like a man. Pause. That was my mindset going into that one in October, man. You know, so I'm glad I didn't have to do that. And it's a blessing in disguise, man. I'm telling you, having this issue taken care of, there's nothing. I wish I would have done this earlier in my career, because this could have made a big game changer in the way that I prepare for fights and the way that I finish fights.
But it couldn't have gone much better, right? Your career has been so many highs opposed to very few lows. So, like, if you were accomplishing the things that you did with the injury and not being 100% Aljo, now the sky's the limit, and you're already the UFC champion. When we talk about being the UFC champion, what has the last 13 months been like with the belt, Aljo, in terms of just life in general? Has anything changed for you? I know you're very happy in your life. You're engaged to be married. Everything's going great for you. But has anything changed since you became the champ?
I mean, not really. The only thing that I notice a lot is people call me champ. I actually don't like that. I just want to be Aljo.
Checked me, and I was like, dude, if this dude's in my face, you know what I'm saying? I got one left. I can't go 25 with you, but I got one left, you know?
Yeah, I actually really don't like when people call me champ. And it's not even because of the fight. Like, had I had dominated, the same thing. I would rather you just call me by my name, Aljamain, or if we're boys and we're cool, Aljo. You know, it's just one of those things. I think it could make people change the way that they perceive themselves, and I'm not looking to get into that. You know, I like being me, blue collar worker, kind of that type of guy, and that's it, man. I earn my stripes coming up. A hard grinder from wrestling. You know, that's just me. But other than that, there's not much that has changed. I'm still me. I'm still doing the same stuff I've done before. Still breaking balls with my boys. You know, we still like to have a good time. People still shit on me at the gym. I still shit on them. So it's
So nobody's treating you different, but they wouldn't in Long Island, right? You're just always gonna be Aljo.
Well, I do feel some of my friends treat me differently, as if I'm gonna be like posh towards them or something. I don't know, but I'm like, dude, I don't want you guys to look at me as a celebrity, because to me, I'm just the same old guy that we grew up with in high school and middle school. Like, talk shit to me, keep me humble. Like, don't think I'm gonna look at you any different and be like, do you know who the fuck I am? Like,
well, you don't change. It's the
people
like around you. The people change
in the
interaction
around
with you, right? You don't change. The people around you, they change in the way that they interact with you. And it's surprising when you don't change.
It's kind of weird, honestly. Like, I just saw a couple of my friends. One of them just got out. And I ran into him at the local deli in Unidale where we grew up. And I saw a girl that I graduated. I haven't seen since I graduated in 07. I saw her baby. You know, I came out the car, gave her a hug. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm still that guy that they knew growing up. Like, nothing has changed. Like, I'm still gonna be me, with the belt, without a belt. So that stuff is I don't know. People that change up, man, it's kind of weird. I feel like that's for the birds. I don't know.
Absolutely. You know, you were training in Vegas. I was actually there with you guys one time when you guys were prepping. You and Francis were both prepping at the same time. But I think you've been more at home this time. Did Eric actually go out to visit you in New York to spend time with you during the camp with Coach Ray? Or were you able to just kind of split it as you did before?
Well, I did everything here in New York, but I started in Vegas, finishing my PT. Once the UFC gave me the green light, okay, take the time to rehab. You can ask all of them. I was in the room 5 days a week, sometimes twice a day, doing my PT exercises and stuff, and trying to get back, man, because I wanted to get back to here, because it almost felt like it was a fable, like this was never going to happen for me again. I had a lot of people making whispers, TJ Dillashaw, Darryl Christensen. A lot of people was kind of saying, like, they don't know why I got the surgery. I should have fought and then did. I'm like, dude, I couldn't even train. What do you want me to do?
It's amazing how so many people have everybody has an opinion on another man's life. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it really is.
I get paid to do it. Let me not be a hypocrite. I get paid to have an opinion on you. That's why I'm lucky I'm retired, because I get paid to have an opinion on you. But these other guys, your contemporaries, everybody has an opinion. And in reality is everybody goes through things when you're in an active fight career. You can't judge.
100%. And I did want to call you out, you and Joe Rogan. I want to call you guys out because the commentary, man, you guys were going in on me.
No, but that's not the thing, though. Like
That hurt
Aljo,
my,
like
that hurt my left titty.
Aljo, here's the thing, right? In the fight, I can't recall it off the top of my head, but it's like I'm seeing what I'm watching, right? I'm seeing what I'm watching. Plus, here's another issue, right? And this is why people have to understand, as human beings, this happens. You don't get taken down. I just like in my fight career, if I was getting taken down, I was losing. So with you, if you're getting taken down, it seems like, oh, he's gotten taken down 7 times. He's losing. You understand? And in the fight, you did really turn into his favor, calling everything down the line, even though I'm talking to you. But if you're getting taken down, it feels like you're losing, even if you're winning in the exchanges, because you were also failing on takedowns early in that fight. You scored some, but you failed on some. That's where I was calling the fight, my boy. Now, I'm glad you called me out. I wish more guys were actually able to just say, hey, DC, I didn't agree with that, because everybody wants to talk to the media, but nobody wants to say nothing to me. I'm like, tell me, I'm right here.
I had to call out Ariel, I think last week too. So I'm calling everybody out.
you on your champ shit. You might not like to be called it, but you're on your champ shit right now.
Yeah, and honestly, the failed takedowns for me was more so just like the lack of me being able to just get going. And it is what it is. Like I didn't feel like I was losing because of that, because every time he did it, he didn't do anything after that. I was the one still kicking his goddamn kneecaps in. Yep. And I'm like, man, come down here if you're such a big, bad takedown artist. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had no reason, nothing that he wanted to do. He wanted nothing to do with that, you know? So that's the way I kind of look at that situation. But I do agree, when you're getting taken out as a wrestler, you feel like you're losing. But in my mind, I'm like, this is a close fight. Yep. I might look like shit because the aesthetics are so off. But I think he did a great job with that. He did a phenomenal job with that, staying composed. Because I hit him with some good shots. And I'm like, you can poker face all you want. When I see your eyelids in here and you're taking a deep breath, and I see you doing that, I know I'm getting to you, you know? He did a great job. Like the failed takedowns, honestly, it keeps you thinking and respecting the takedown. So people look at it like, oh, he stopped your takedown. I'm like, sometimes it's not meant to take you down. Sometimes it's meant to just keep you honest. And that's it.
Fake. Sometimes it's a fake. Sometimes
and they're like, oh, he stopped this takedown.
Sometimes you grab a leg. That's why my takedown defense was shit. My takedown offense was shit. In reality is most times I'm just touching a leg to come back up to an underhook. Like there are just different things you do in there as a wrestler that don't always equate to actual takedowns. Well, look, man, bro, I appreciate you giving me time. I do appreciate you, sitting up here talking to me. I appreciate you being a man and actually saying, yo, DC, I didn't agree with that, because not many men do that. You have been, honestly, we are so proud of what you have become as a young man and the way you carry yourself as the champion of the UFC. And I cannot wait to watch you compete on Saturday against a very tough Petr at UFC 273. Aljo, my man, thank you, bro. Stay being you, bro. You're the man. Continue being you, and good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it. Somebody's going to look really silly this weekend. One of us is going to have to eat our words. One of us.
My man. Aljo, good luck, bud.
Thank you.